Thanks for having me. My name is Thabang Marapo. I take care of lending. I head lending here at Absa Botswana. So today's discussion is about the exciting new kid on the block. We call it the Absa Green Energy Loan. So the Absa Green Energy Loan is a product of us going green as part of our ESG agenda. So that's our participation in the what do you call it? Like where you contribute to the green initiatives that contribute to the sustainability agenda, and not only through the bank's perspective, but we thought, how do we help our customers to also participate in the sustainability agenda? So the Absa Green Energy Loan was then birthed. This product is targeted to every customer who happens to have a property and maybe an Absa client or not an Absa client. So how we went about it, we looked at the emerging landscape, we looked at the perils of load shedding, we looked at the emerging agenda whereby even the government is encouraging us to diversify, to find ways to not only contribute to the economy, but also to harvest the natural resources and reduce the cost of living. So in doing this, the solution was developed with how do we develop a unique product where you don't have to take a personal loan, where you don't have to release equity on your mortgage, but you can have a standalone product that you can take and then provide power reticulation to your home, solar power reticulation to your home. So the initiative is envisaged to participate alongside the BPC Rooftop Solution. The Botswana Power Corporation Rooftop Solution was coined around 2021, I think. And we understand they are reviewing it so that they acclimatize to these challenges that the government has posed to all stakeholders. So the review of it, hopefully it will encourage more people to take up the solution. What we have done though is we've looked at the end-to-end journey on what the customer will need to do. And first and foremost, they will have to approach Botswana Corporation, because we have learned from our engagements that there are certain entities that installed, and when Botswana Power Corporation went to inspect, because with any installation that taps onto the BPC solution, Botswana Power Corporation has to inspect and give it a go-ahead. And unfortunately, they've had instances where the capacity was outside of the permitted standards. So our encouragement to our customers that they go get BPC, do the inspection and guide them first, and tell them that you can install a capacity of this much, because we are the money experts and they are the power experts and it's their infrastructure. So once they've given the customer that solution to say, listen, you can install maybe a 10 megawatt or 13 megawatt, we can't speak to it now. Like I said, it's under review, but they will guide the client, and the client can take that information and approach a vendor of their choice. Now, we understand that vendors are very different. There are warranties, there are guarantees that we guide our customers to look out for when they seek a solution of this nature. So expectation is that they will follow a template that we've developed. It's called a solar vetting template, like an installer vetting template. We are going to upload it on our website for ease of access. We've also uploaded these guidelines to say when you engage a vendor, please look out for these parameters, so that not only is the solution giving them the warranties and liabilities, but it must outlive the length of the loan, and it must actually give them that return on investment and offset their cost of living. So we've given those guidelines that the client should follow. And now when the customer is engaged in this vendor, obviously the vendor must go and do a site inspection, guide the client on how they can maybe install what they qualify for. So you find that a client maybe has approached the bank and said, okay, how much can I get as a loan? And maybe it's 10,000 pula, and maybe a fully reticulated solar installation with panels and batteries. Let's say it's maybe around 25,000 pula for argument's sake. So suppose they qualify for 10,000. We expect that the vendor should have the expertise to say, listen, you can start with the panels and you want to have the battery backup solution, but later on you can do an expansion. We expect that the client would have a vendor that can say, oh, my solar panels are going to give you maybe a 20-year warranty on panels, and on batteries I'll maybe give you 7 years, etc., etc. Because the expectation again is that the client mustn't struggle with service and maintenance of the solution. The other thing that we've learned that we guide our customers to look out for is the app. So some installers, after they've done the reticulation, they have an app that they guide the client to. They download on their phone. The client then has the expertise and understanding to look at their harvest rate, to look at their utilization rate, and in an instance where they have connected to the BPC Rooftop Solution, our understanding is that they should have the capacity to park some minutes into the BPC grid. So the understanding here is that that is the sell back that is being purported to. It's not money that you get in your account or cash that you go and get from the corporation. But then again, it's still under review. This is our current understanding. And we will engage BPC also to help spread the message. So these are the particular vendors that we guide our customers to. The other important factor about the vendors that we guide our clients to is that they must have an engineer who's registered with the ERB, Engineers Registry Body of Botswana, so that they are safeguarded in terms of the expertise that goes into roof, because we avoid a situation where the engineer goes in or the installer goes and damages the roof, and later on there are leakages and then there are ripple effects with the structure, etc., etc. The other thing is that the vendor that we recommend must have a public liability cover, because anything can happen while they're on the roof. A panel can flow off and then it can hit a passerby. You can imagine protecting our brand and protecting the client. So these guidelines are contained, they're endless, and we can't cover them in this conversation, but we have uploaded them in form of a form that the customer goes and engages the vendor, and they check against the form. Once they have the quotation, they have the guideline from BPC, they can then approach the bank and apply for the loan. Loan application process is simple as when you buy a car. Get the quotation, see us, bring your KYC documentation, your income documentation. We run simple bureau checks. If approved, it goes to our operations team. The operations team, they engage the vendor, assuming it's approved, and then the vendor will go and do the installation. When the vendor and the client are both happy, we are given the delivery note, and we note the quotation and the invoice amount. The operations team will then pay directly to the vendor, as per the authorization from the client saying that, yes, I've got the solution, I'm happy with it. After we've paid, there's a small step of hypothecation that will parallelly happen while we pay the vendor. Now, this hypothecation process is such that we have some level of protection and a claim to the assets until they're paid off, because you can imagine we are giving out money and we don't take any security. The other thing that I want to highlight about this product is that we finance 100%. If the quotation from the vendor says that the panels and the battery solution is, say, maybe 55,000 bila, and the customer qualifies for it, we don't expect any contribution from the client. Expectation is that as they benefit and they're able to save on their power purchase, because remember I mentioned there are minutes that they will harvest and park onto their meter grid, then they offset, the customer can increase their payment and pay off the loan faster. But we give them up to 7 years to pay the loan. Again, this is also to encourage a cheaper solution, whereby if the clients maybe spend like 500 bull on their power, suppose the solution, high level calculation is maybe 700 bull a month, they're actually maybe saving on their power purchase, and it goes towards easily paying off this facility. So once we've done the hypothecation and we've paid the vendor, our legal, then we have a panel of law firms. We've checked the average cost of hypothecation is under 1,000 bull. Of course, all third-party charges are paid by the client. The client will solve that with the law firm at pace, but they will already be enjoying their solar solution. So in terms of the after-sales care and maintenance, as indicated, we guide our clients towards vendors that can provide, say, it ranges between 15 to 30-year warranty on panels. And then batteries, our learnings indicate that they use lithium batteries, and they have a warranty of about 7 years or so, but we are very comfortable with the evolution in the solar space. The manufacturers that are pushing the boundaries and innovating, and we're hoping that the battery solutions that they keep finding will even get longer warranties and liabilities. And also, the after-sales care has indicated the app. It's a tool that we recommend that the vendors would have, not only for the client's education and for them to be able to see how their harvest and usage rate is, but also for the client to know if there's a slowdown in the usual patterns. And the vendor expectation is that on their side, they're able to see what the client is seeing, and they have shown us this. So when the vendor can also see, they can respond and go and see why the panels appear to be somewhat harvesting less and less, and yet we have a full cast of sun. I mean, from the studies that have been shared, we have so many units, 38,000 units of sunlight, and that's quite huge. I mean, I may get it wrong, but the experts will tell you that we are one of the countries with the biggest sun rays. So the client over time will know this and will be able to tell if the harvest rate has gone down. And the app will then inform the client to contact the service provider. And it could be anything. I mean, in some instances, they've told us that they have shown up to site and noticed that the neighbor was burning some garbage, and the smog has sort of maybe coated the panels, they help the client clean it, etc., etc. So it's all exciting. And the other thing that we are also optimistic that we're able to do as Absa, when the vendors are able to do this monitoring, what it does for us is that we're able to also get the report, whereby we also get a bit of bragging rights, or we can say that we have contributed so many carbon emission aversions, and our contribution to the ESG and going green agenda is sitting at this rate. So basically that's the Absa Green Energy Loan Solution, and we are calling it the Absa Green Energy Loan Solution because this is not it. This is the beginning. We get to test and learn how lending sustainably works, and within time we'll be coming back to you with another innovative solution where we get to partner with our customers for them to sustainably lend. Thank you so much for having me.
Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.